Tinfoil hat. Oh, what the fuck are you guys even talking about?
Global controls will have to be imposed, and a world governing body will be created to enforce them.
Welcome to Tinfoil Hat. We go deep, homeboy. Aaron, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Are you ready to get your mind blown?
Yeah, man, I love this stuff. It's my favorite subject. I do believe there's a hidden hand in everything. We just had a really great podcast talking about the predator class. There's a lot of talk right now about Zionists and all that stuff. And I just think there's layers to all this. There's an even deeper layer.
Absolutely.
There were religions around before the Abrahamic religions, and those guys just give up and call it a day. And that's
we
why
gotta question everything, man. You know?
Yeah. And it's just way more interesting. If someone goes, Sam, we're gonna give you a ton of money, create a show. What would you create? I would create the conspiracy news hour, but not like Alex Jones does it, but like literally like a news show just on different conspiracies. Because I think it would be great, and just talking about the invisible hand and everything. Because I think it's there. I think we've been seeing this over thousands and thousands of years.
Absolutely, dude. And even when you get into all the ancient stuff, it gets a lot more clear how manipulated and controlled that we are by forces unknown and unseen, you know?
How deep does it go?
It goes deep, dude. I mean, everyone talks about Satan this, Satan that, but, Satan means adversary. It's a title, and it applies to many deities, right? Talked about in many cultures. And so you can trace these deities throughout these cultures, link them together by the symbolism, the archetypes that they carry, their names. It's pretty fascinating, bro.
I agree. I totally agree on that. And it just more and more discussions. I'm a Christian. I love Christ.
Me too.
But I do believe there's a deeper thing going on as well. I don't think again, just this is Sam speaking, and I'm not here to insult everybody. All people's beliefs are welcome, but I find it hard to believe that there wouldn't be a manipulation of certain organized religions, no matter how right you think one is more than the other. And it's hard for me to dismiss mysticism, energy manipulation, all that stuff from the world. And I just think there's like, the question I got for you is, do you believe that darkness infers God? Like all these dark entities that we're going to get into, do they infer that there's a God? Is it a yin and a yang?
Yes, they call him the creator of all. Especially, okay, so one thing that I kind of got into when I first started to get into this research was Sitchin, right? And there's a lot of people that push back on Sitchin that don't like him. I find a lot of truth in his work.
Who is Sitchin?
Zechariah Sitchin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The guy who's basically like the ancient alien theory started coming from, which I think has been hijacked. And
if it's on television.
Exactly, bro. But there's a deeper meaning to a lot of this, and you can, like I said, you can trace these deities throughout these pantheons, and it usually lines up, as well as these stories, dude. A lot of these stories that we see in the Bible and a lot of other texts are a lot older than we know.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. So who was I talking to yesterday? I forget where it was, but was it here on this show? I mean, the Book of Enoch, where oh no, that was doom scrolling. And who was talking about it? I forget who it was talking about it, but they're bringing up that like all of this, like Aleister Crowley stuff, kind of shows up. He shows up. He welcomes entities, and suddenly the Book of Enoch shows up.
Right, right. And then before that, you had John Dee and Edward Kelly, swapping wives and fucking contacting these entities as well through various forms of magic, I think. So, yeah, it's a lot older than I think we know. And now I like to say that the fallen are returning.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into that.
Yeah, yeah, man.
It's interesting. The question becomes, it was Isaac Weishaupt that was talking about that. My apologies, Isaac, but he was talking about like Aleister Crowley, John Dee, and all that stuff, and then how like they're opening portals, they're talking to entities. Then suddenly this Book of Enoch shows up, and what does that mean? Like suddenly a book shows up, and what are your thoughts on the Book of Enoch?
I think it holds a lot of truth to it. Now, it's from the Apocrypha, right? Like it's a extra canonical book, and it was interpreted. Now, all these ancient texts are interpreted. Who knows if they're 100%? But you can find these stories. The story of Azazel, you can find the similarities with Marduk, with him, Semyaza, as well, who handed Solomon the heavenly arcana, right? That helped him build his temple. All this knowledge that he got was from Semyaza, at the time being called Aza, right? The last part of his name being Semyaza. Then you have Shamsiel, the sun god Shamash. It's a lot of them, man. It's a lot of them. But there's theories, that the archangels were from the same kind of pantheon, maybe, but maybe were a little more benevolent, so to say. I'm still kind of looking into some of that right now. I have a show where we go into that, me and my co-host. So,
is it your hot wife?
She's
not my hot wife.
It's not my hot. She'll hop on for like a live stream or something, dude. Like, okay,
so your girlfriend?
No, bro. So we've been married for 11 years, right?
That's your wife.
That's my wife. Yeah,
I thought it was your wife. Johnny gave me a look like I'm being insulted.
I'm just laughing at you
guys. Johnny, just
talking
let him
about how
insult
hot
me.
the guy's wife is.
I'm not insulting you.
He's hot, though.
No, I don't say it's an insult.
They brought her on the show that I was on. She asked questions. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
dude, there's way worse insults than you got a hot wife.
No, it's not an insult at all. It's just okay. Is that information? I don't know.
Oh, well, you got him some followers.
He's on it. She does his show.
Hey Sam, you got him some followers. Half these guys are gonna go find out if his wife is hot or not. So
yeah, thanks, Sam.
Yeah, it's all good, Johnny. Stop being a cock blocker. We're just having fun.
Am I blocking here?
You're blocking our fun.
I'm blocking your cock.
No,
his wife.
It's figurative. Now, okay, now I look stupid. But listen, the point is, dude. I'm very excited to have you on. We we were discussing this. I forget what podcast I was doing.
Already
podcast?
Dead.
Already Dead.
I do production for Austin and Jose's podcast.
We were going to. There was. What does that mean? You did air quotes.
I just hang out, and just pull up comments and some videos and hang out.
So you do more than Xavier Guerrero.
Hey, your words, not mine.
I do that as well.
Yeah, Xavier does a great job, like trying to spell. But it's his second language, so I can't hate him. I've been just getting murked in Babel. They're trying to have me spell the United States in Spanish. It's so many letters.
Are you learning Spanish?
How do you spell it?
Estados Unidos, right?
Unidos, yeah.
What?
Estados Unidos.
Estados
Unidos.
It's so much. It's unnecessarily long.
But why are you trying to learn? Is the real question?
Because I've always wanted to know second language. It's not the point,
they're all leaving now, dude. It's over.
Oh, we don't need Spanish now
anymore.
Yeah, you don't need. Yeah, stick to English. Yeah. They got us learning English over here.
Dude. Very rude. Guys, we are live from the Wise Wolf Gold and Silver Studios. Adjacent, go to SamTripoli.gold. Use the promo code tinfoil, or is it tinfoil hat? Which one is it? tinfoil or tinfoil hat, something like that. Use one of those. And you can get in on the Precious Metals game for as little as $50 a month. And we thank Wise Wolf for supporting this show. And go to samtripoli.com, grab my dates. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. Well, I was in Phoenix, Arizona. That was great. Thank you guys very much. And that was great shows. I crushed. Probably greatest comic ever. Then I'm going to be in Louisville. Hey, Louisville, buy some tickets, please. Fort Wayne, we're crushing it. Then we get into, then I'm in Tacoma, and Detroit's also on there. Go to samtripoli.com. His podcast called The Great Pill Podcast. Please welcome for the first time of many times, Jules Preston. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank y'all for having me. Honored, and it's definitely a privilege to be here, man.
Well, we
I hold
love
you guys
buddy.
in high regard. So
you're a good man, and we are. I'm showing you respect. I'm showing you love here.
Thanks, Sam.
For those who may not be familiar with you, brother, can you please show us? Can you please tell us where they can find you, what you're into, and where they can find you?
Yeah, man. Well, guys, I'm Jules. I am the solo co-host, the solo host of the Gray Pilled podcast. Started a little over a year ago. We actually just had my 1 year anniversary, February 2nd, I believe. We had the Paranoid American on, Janie, Raven and Top came on, Jacob from Cult of Conspiracy, Foundering, bunch of people were there hanging out. Started the show last year. Basically, before that, was doing research for years, driving my wife crazy, just coming home every day like, hey, guess what I found out? And she's sitting there trying to take care of the kids and then stay sane as well, because she's actually the one who got me into this stuff. But just decided one day like, hey, I'm going to talk about this, right? I'm going to start something and hopefully it goes somewhere. And that was a year ago. I have a few shows I do. So Gray Pilled is just really my brand. I have a show I do with my co-host Adrian West, who I actually heard for the first time on Mark's show. We have Elohim Etymology that we do together. I also have a show with Thomas, the Paranoid American. It's a music show called Sound Science, where we have folks on. They pick out some albums. We talk about music. I'm a drummer, so it's something that's always been a part of my life. And I have a Sunday show I do every other Sunday. It's kind of like a degenerate news culture show. I don't know what to call it. Me and my co-host Conspiracy Extremists, we hang out with the chat. We watch videos. We just kind of dick around, have a good time. That derived from a show called Cryptid Watch that I used to do, where I would watch cryptid videos with my audience, and eventually ran out of cryptid videos. So on Gray Pilled, I'll do some solo shows where I kind of come on and hang out. I'll do some deep dives. We just did a deep dive on the Phoenix, the symbolism of the Phoenix. Just did one on Saturn. Did one on Osiris around the inauguration day. That was fun. Do some esoteric book reviews where I'll kind of go through like a chapter or two of a Manly P. Hall book and talk about it, give my interpretation of it, because a lot of stuff that I talk about, it is my interpretation. I've been getting some pushback lately on some stuff on Spotify.
Yeah, and the bigger you get, the more you're going to get people pushing back.
That's what I've been told. So I guess that's a good thing. But, I tell people, if you don't believe me, go look into it yourself and, see what you think about it. But yeah, man, now a year later, I am hanging out with you guys on Tinfoil Hat, the show that really, was a huge influence in me starting Gray Pilled. So I appreciate you guys more than anything.
I love it, buddy, and thank you so much. And I hope the comments about your wife weren't taken the wrong way. We were joking.
You can talk about her more, dude. It's fine. She comes on and hangs out for some live streams, and my audience will just, they're the dangerous retards, right? So they will tear her apart, and she pushes back, so she's
Why
doing a
would
good
they
job.
tear her apart? Even retards like hot chicks. It's just crazy to me. But back to you. How many podcasts you have? Because it looks like you're trying to take a shot at my world record.
Promise I'm
7
not,
podcasts.
man. So the Elohim etymology that me and Adrian do, he wrote a book. Right here, I'm gonna grift this real. It's called Pantheon One: The Golden Veins. Him and his co-author Benson C. Saili from Africa, they have done research on, you could say, like the Anunnaki, the fallen, and are making their own little book about it, getting a lot deeper into a lot of these entities and explaining the origin stories of them. And we kind of take it episode per episode. We did one episode on Anu, one episode on Enlil, 4 episodes on Inky, or I would say he's Samael, the Lucifer archetype. And then we've been talking about Thoth and Marduk lately. We just kind of wrapped up with that. So we just kind of have fun with it, take a little bit of information from a lot of these ancient texts and kind of, see where we can find similarities, right? Because there's a lot of them. And like I said, me and Thomas, we have our show Sound Science, which we're having Shane Cashman on here in a couple weeks.
Oh, he's the best. I told him the
man.
other day he needs to try stand-up comedy. So
He
his
is funny.
tweets are so funny. Like
Yeah.
he's such an assassin. And then like him and I were on Tim Pool, and I got Tim Pool a strike on TikTok for like nothing. For nothing. It's like
Well,
driving
yeah,
me crazy.
it's probably because it's you,
Thank you.
You're still
Thank
shadow
you.
banned.
Thank you. Finally, someone agrees with the voices in my head. Thank
It's
you.
your name. It's your name. They put your name in the title. They're gonna.
I
they're
wouldn't
gonna look
doubt
at
it. And it's just going to cause me just to not get on anybody's shelves. They're like, why put Sam on? He's going to cause us chaos, which makes me sad. But, this is the journey we've chosen. Gray pill. What is it? There's a lot of controversy right now. White pill, some good people getting named. Black pill, some people getting
Right.
called, controlled opposition. Other people are controlled opportunists. There's just so much chaos in this in our group. What are your thoughts on? Well, first of all, why gray pill? Why'd you go with that name? And what do you think of the white, the gray, and the black pill, and the red pill, the blue pill, all the pills?
Well, when we're born, we're blue pilled, right? Like there's a whole process of that being indoctrinated. Then you're fed the red pill. You can reject it or you can take it. But once you get into this realm, kind of, you're already pilled. There's the white and the black pill. The white pill being like, kind of oblivious to any of the dark shit going on and just trusting the plan, so to say.
I
The
think
black
that.
pill-
Hold on. Let's break
up?
that down. I think white pill is full of hope.
Yes.
In the face of everything, it's all going to work out. We just got to go through it. The blue pill is, I'm just deep throating everything that the elites are telling me. I'm just gawking, and I'm just buying all of it. The red pill is, hey, there's people conspiring against us. We need to wake up and everyone and do something. And the black pill is, there's no what is being sold, and this is why we want to get into it. Being sold as there's no hope. But
Right.
is that the black pill, or is the black pill like data research with no emotion? Is it just,
Like
hey,
Winnie
dude,
Webb?
this is what the data? Yeah, and again, we talked about it in the last episode, but Jason Bassler was brought up, like, is that a CIA psyop to get even conspiracy theorists afraid to being called the black pill?
Yeah, man. I think it is a lot of doom and gloom, but when as y'all well know, when you get into these topics, there are a lot of things that you need a strong stomach to handle, right? A lot of dark corners of the conspiracy world that a lot of people don't want to go. So you kind of black pill yourself in a way, but you still have to have hope. And I think, I talk about this a lot through the Christ, right? And now there's a lot of interpretations of what that could be. Jesus Christ, the Christ consciousness, some kind of higher energy or a higher frequency, but I think it all comes down to one thing. So I think that there's always hope, always, but you do need to, how do I say this? I guess just be aware, right? Like, know about the stuff that black pills you. Be black pill, but at the same, be gray pill. Right? I just want to say be black pilled at the same time, be white pilled.
I like that.
Hard to,
so it's a white pill with a black pill.
Basically. Yeah,
I respect that. And I think that's great. I think that's important.
It is.
I think it's important to have both of them. Hey guys, real quick, I want to tell you about our boy James McMahon and Copy My Crypto. Dude, Bitcoin just went cuckoo crazy. Dude, and you know what happens when Bitcoin goes crazy? All the other coins go crazy. The meme coins, the shit coins, the cum rockets, they all go nuts, okay? Guys, it has to piss you off to watch crypto fly up in prices for a decade and you still done nothing, okay? It makes sense. Crypto's complicated and it's really boring. Well, here's the good news. You don't have to know a thing about crypto to make the money like so many have. The CopyMyCrypto.com membership site shows you the exact cryptos that YouTuber James McMahon personally owns, which means you just got to copy him. It's like having a big brother who knows what he's doing. You don't need to know a thing about crypto or how to invest. You simply just copy along. So let me tell you about James. He runs the Crypto with James YouTube channel, which has over 50,000 subscribers. In the summer of 2020, he told his viewers to buy 26 cryptos. Had you put $100 into each one, it went on to be worth over $123,000. Of the 26 cryptos, his top pick, the one he singled out called Phantom, went up 692 times from when he said, okay, that one call alone retired a number of people, including guys in their 20s and 30s. Remember, this is public knowledge. You can go to YouTube and verify this yourself. So if you'd like to join the 2,800 members who copy James, then pause what you're doing right now and head over to copymycrypto.com/TFH. Okay, that's copymycrypto.com/TFH. That's TFH. You're not only find proof of everything I said, but my viewers get full access for just $1. Yes, you've missed out on Bitcoin, or you can keep buying some, okay? But there's over 2 million other cryptos. Do you really think you've missed out on all of them? Guys, don't waste any time. Go to the site and read it. Okay. Once again, that's copymycrypto.com/TFH. It ended money worries for so many. It may just do the same for you. Hey guys, real quick. I just want to tell you the Ides of March are upon us, and that means full contact. Okay. And if you want to be a vigilante, you want to keep the streets safe for the ladies so they wear shorter and shorter skirts, then there's only one line of clothing that's the best for you, and that is our good friends at True Classic. Bah, 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 bah. That's right, True Classic for the big city ninja or the small city ninja, okay? If you want to keep the streets safe, are you tired of arsonists? Are you tired of cultural Marxists setting fires to your institutions to making it so your kids can't go outside? Well, there's only one clothing line that allows you to look good, comfortable for low prices while also being ready. Look at that vintage pack. Look at that picture right there. That guy is ready to fight, dude. I'm ready to fight, dude. I need clothing that lets me kick high to the head while looking good at the club. And there's only one line of clothes that does that, and that is True Classic. I'll walk into the club right now, dirty dance, Havana night, go to the street, someone starts some shit, high kick to the head. Throat punch, eye gouge, bang! I just hit your ears, bang, dog. You don't even know what's going on. Bang. Then I uppercut, and then I take your head and I put it in a toilet bowl, and then I'm gone, dude. It like in the night. Urban ninja outfits. This is what True Clack's all about. Look good, impress the ladies, feel comfortable, all for a low, low price. They got everything you want. They got shirts, they got sweatpants, they got shoes, they got underwear. You name it, they got it. That's why you got to shop with people who get it, people who support the show, people who support your right to protect your village at all costs. Okay. Look at that. They even got wallets. So if you could go to trueclassic.com/tinfoil. That's trueclassic.com/tinfoil and get in it to win it, dude. If you love full contact, street vigilantism, and making love in the same night, then go to True Classic. It's the best of the best. Okay. The clothing of the warrior for low, low prices. And we thank True Classic for sponsoring the show. I wear it all the time. I wear it on stage. I don't care. You think I'm afraid? I think when you're very lucky to have somebody in your life that is into this stuff, because the stuff you're digging into, most people can't even comprehend it. How deep it is, the ancient gods. Like I was on Rogan, I was talking about, I do believe what we're seeing right now are the old gods wanting to come out and play. Like they're tired of sitting in the background. They're tired of playing the game of hide and go seek with them. I think they're just ready to just be fully out in the open and get back to being worshipped. Like the Zoroastrianism gods and all that stuff and some of the stuff you talked about. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, dude. The Sumerian pantheon, throughout all these pantheons, and if this is these beings and they're aliens, if you don't believe in aliens and you think space is fake and gay, they are interdimensional beings. They could be ancient beings. There's the theory that it's a lot older. This Earth's a lot older than we know. Also, archetypes, spirits that people could inhabit. Right? Or they could inhabit a certain collective of people through some kind of thought pattern or consciousness, right? Like these I don't know if I can cuss on here. Can I cuss?
No.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
These fucking
We just said you're
leftist retards.
You can do whatever you want.
these leftist retards, especially when it comes to the feminism aspect, it's completely the spirit of Lilith. Right? Which relates directly to Ishtar and her sister, Ereshkigal, Persephone, kind of these fallen female deities. And as well as, the manosphere, so to say, a lot of these guys, I mean, they're not that cool, right? I mean, I don't really like the whole red pill community thing. I call me crazy,
Well,
but
I mean,
I think it's kind of
think-
gay,
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, if you want to get into psyops, calling that group a red pill is a really great way of turning at least the female demographic off.
Exactly.
Because let's face it, the progressives have controlled a large portion of the female population through these depopulation agendas, feminism, all that stuff. And when a woman doesn't have children, and some people can't, but when they end up not having children, they put that motherly instinct into something, and that becomes society. And they start wanting to, nurture what they see as disenfranchised groups like trans children who aren't even a real demographic.
Right.
Unless you're in Hollywood, and then you could have 3 trans kids, which is astronomically impossible. To have 3 trans kids is like getting hit by lightning at the same moment you win the lottery. So it's like
absolutely,
it's insane. So yeah, I'm totally. You're totally right with that. It's like this push of this agenda onto people.
Yeah, and transing your kid is probably one of the sickest forms of sacrifice, right? That's why I don't think it's unintentional when these celebrities do it. I think they have it's kind of planned, and you see these transgender cults throughout, throughout the ancient past as well. The moon cults of sin. They were like castrating themselves and doing all that. What is it? I guess the Kabbalah was there's like seven genders, I think,
Yeah.
and that number is pretty important too, right? 7. You see that a lot. I just had John Lee Chowbeck on my podcast. I know you're friends with John.
We love him.
Yeah, man. John's a good guy. He's been on Grey Pilled a few times. And we talked about 77 for 3 hours again, and how, he made the connection that it does relate to Shamgaz, aka Samyaza. One of the, not the, I don't think the main fallen angel. I think a lot of them kind of played their own specific roles that made them important, but he is one of the ones that pushed the rest of them to make or have sex with.
He was the union
women.
organizer.
Yeah, well, in the Sumerian mythos, it said that Marduk had a wedding. He married Sarpanit, this human woman, and that Semyaza basically brought the angels down for his wedding. Yeah. And so he kind of broke that. Like I don't think there had been any crossbreeding at the time between this angelic or fallen and angelic race and the humans that were on Earth at the time. However, you do hear stories of Inky kind of like just getting real horny and just like having sex with these random human women. He doesn't really tell anybody. And like I said, this is just the interpretation from Inky and the World Order, the 50 heroes and all that stuff. Through Sitchin's books, because I've read Sitchin, I've looked at Lawrence Gardner's stuff, Michael Heiser. I've looked at it from a lot of different, views. I think not everyone's going to see the same on it. There's a lot of different perspectives you can look at it from. But yeah, dude, it's basically the corruption of humanity through these deities, and now they're getting brave with it, right? And I mean, we've had these rituals at the Super Bowls, and it was very disappointing this year, actually, to be honest with you.
It was. There was not that much going on.
No, bro.
There was though. That's the crazy thing, because then you get into like that jumper. The two Asian guys have a podcast, and they broke down that whole thing was a shot at Drake. Like when they had the two girls there, the two women that were dancing were both of Drake's exes.
It's crazy, dude.
Oh, dude, I didn't know that.
They were both his exes. So you had an X in the middle and an X there. So
people hate Drake and hip hop, rap, whatever we call it these days. They hate Drake. Like so many people hate Drake.
Well, I mean, think about what Drake represents. He's a Canadian who's somewhat kind of come in and stolen American urban culture.
I mean, I don't know if you know, Sam, but he was on a show called Degrassi. It's like
have you seen that? Where like they had a scene where all these gay pornos came out of his locker, and you're like, what is going on? Because the most conservative Canadian is basically, like we said with Richard Siritz, right? Is that the most conservative ferrets, right? Like carrots,
like carrot. Yeah.
The most conservative Canadian is basically a liberal in America, and so it totally makes sense. But you have this guy coming in who has all this weird symbolism in everything he does.
Everything.
And he's like hijacking American black culture when he's a Canadian. And, a black Canadian is basically a white person.
And he's part Jewish too, right?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
So,
by the way, if you notice that black people are totally allowed to be anti-Semitic, like nobody calls them up, like that's.
I disagree on that. I think they do get called out.
Really?
Yeah, Kanye West, Michael Jackson.
Well, no, Kanye. Now, the Kanye West. I mean, he's putting the swastika on his T-shirts that he's selling. That's a whole different thing. But you hear like talking about agents and
Guys,
stuff like that.
you
and, like,
just
coded
figured out
language.
your Christmas gift. Sorry. Go on.
Right.
Dude, that
And
thing's
You
gonna be
think I'm
collectible.
joking? Go on.
did you buy some of those?
No, I didn't, but
I
I,
was going to
would.
say you should have. You could have probably sold them for a lot more when he
I
was
bought the
forced,
shoes. I
forced to
wanted to
take
see
them
what
off.
those were like. Everything's
Did those have-
$20. That's a radical idea, dude. Good for him.
So hold on.
I mean,
did the
if
shoes
you
have
ever-
Swazis on them?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to see what
If
they were.
you're ever
20
wondering
bucks.
what the mystery T-shirt is, just buy it.
Yeah, just buy it. We got new ones coming out. I can't get anybody to do this one. I just can't get it to happen. No one can take a picture and make a cartoon. I
Oh,
just
I-
can't find.
I
Is
thought
it,
you meant you couldn't get anyone to actually print it. I was like, how dangerous is that?
No. I just, the picture I wanted.
I know.
Changed,
Yeah, I know what you
and
want.
nobody will draw it into a cartoon. Nobody.
Are you
I
saying
guess
they're refusing or they can't make it work?
they say they can't make it work? It's so weird to me. It's so crazy to me.
Well, can
It's
you
like-
send it to me and I'll try it?
It's the thing I showed. It's a thing I showed you, Johnny. How he was asking me to make it look
Send it
like.
to me. I got a few AI things that might be able to
Yeah.
cartoonize it. If you can send it to me.
You gotta not put the certain word in there because then the AI goes nuts.
Well, I'll just do the art. I won't do the
Yeah,
text.
for sure. Anyways, back to it. By the way, Swayze, did you say one entity is called Samwazy or something like that? Did you say
Who?
that earlier?
You talking about that I can't talk. Simyaza?
Simyaza.
Yeah.
Dude, this is how hidden this stuff is. That would be a total rapper's name. If everyone knew that, Simyaza,
Oh, dude, yeah.
come on,
Lil
tell me
Simyaza.
that's not the best rapper name ever.
I mean, we got SZA already, and it's just. But have you noticed they've just decided to do away with vowels in rap? Like, there's so many of them now. It's just like I mean, three. They're kind of mushing. Like, there's this show. The one of the most popular songs in the country is called. It's APT, and it's this word, like this Korean word, apato or something. But they just
In
got rid of all
country or hip hop?
it's a hip. Oh, it's like a pop hip hop. There's a rap section in it, and then it's like there's a singing section, and then you got SZA. That's just SZA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to say any of that.
Well, there's a reason nobody's listening to hip hop right now. It's like it's bottoming out because it's gotten so dumb.
Yeah, there's
God,
a lot of bottom,
so
there's a
dumb.
lot of bottoming going on in hip hop, from what I understand.
A lot
Hey,
of
so you think next Super Bowl goes back to rock? It's been hip
no,
hop
I mean,
and pop. It was Rihanna, then it was Kendrick, then Dre,
Usher.
then Dr. Dre. It's been pretty hip hop ishy.
well, that's the whole thing when you hear people like all these people on the internet, like they just don't want black people to do the Super Bowl. That's all it's been. Like, what are you talking about? It's like these people that are crying about political correctness are like the Japanese guy on the island that doesn't know the war's over.
Yeah.
The war's over. It's done. Stop crying about it. Oh man, they won't let a black man sing. The last 5 guys, they've all been black. The last 5 shows. What are we talking about here? What was the last white performer in the Super Bowl?
Oh, it was Eminem, right? Yeah.
That
Yeah,
doesn't
but that
count.
wasn't his show.
Yeah.
That was
Oh, you-
Dre's.
Oh, you mean like the headliner? Okay, let's see. The Who, maybe? What? Paul McCartney? They were a couple of years ago. What was?
Yeah.
Trying to think.
Justin Timberlake was a long time ago with the titty.
Well,
With
could have
the-
been.
That was
oh,
great.
No, that
though.
was
Jackson and the titty.
2003.
That was great. That was
That
great.
was like
Bring that back.
was like 20 years ago.
Bring
Yeah,
it back.
2003.
Bring the titty
Bring
back.
back the
Okay,
tits.
list of
Bring
Super
Janet
Bowl
Jackson's titty.
performers. Okay, Mark Ronson was on one. He's white.
He is. He is white.
Let's see. I gotta go all the way. Scrolling down here. Okay, so last year Kendrick Lamar, Usher. Before that, Rihanna, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem. So yeah, if you don't count that, The Weeknd before that, Shakira and J Lo before that, Maroon 5, 2019.
Maroon 5, 6 years ago.
How are they headline? That's Maroon 5 doing a
I
Super
forgot that band existed.
So dumb. And then Justin Timberlake before that, and then Lady Gaga before that, and then Coldplay before that. So we had a run. Katy Perry,
That's a good run.
Bruno
Been a
Mars.
good run. It was a fun
pretty good
time.
run.
It was a fun
Well,
time.
You had
think we should
mentioned
give it
them
back
trying
to
to
you
take the
guys.
vowels out of these names. That's what they did in like the ancient Hebrew, right? They took vowels out the names, like the original way to spell Yahweh was YHWH, I think. So maybe there's something to that.
There's
I don't know,
some
like I
dispute
said.
about that, right? Like some people think that there's some funny business going on with that, like trying to disguise the name of God or something to.
Johnny, are you trying to say
Yeah,
the Jews are
yeah.
up to funny business?
Oh,
Is that what you just said right
Be
there?
careful.
not
Be
on any
careful,
public
bro.
airwaves. No,
What are we,
definitely not.
dangerous retards? What are we doing here?
Oh, dude, yeah, I am. You know, so
No, I got my dangerous retard shirt. I'm in.
there
I'm
you
a
go.
dangerous
Hell yeah,
retard.
you are,
I'm in.
Sam. You are.
Yeah,
You are an
I am.
honorary dangerous retard. Bro.
So real quick, what was the book? I'm sorry, people are like, get back to it. What is the book of 50 heroes? What'd you call that?
It's Inky and the World Order. It's translated from this tablet. It's a story where it talks about Inky, who is Ea, which means Lord of the Water. What's his name? Poseidon, so to say. But
They're
I've
the
also
same guy. They're the same guy.
yes, same guy.
Ooh.
Either, I mean, you have to kind of take like reincarnation chambers and into this kind of perspective, as well as them being able to. I mean, if these are ancient entities and they have some kind of knowledge that we don't possess, that they're feeding us this little knowledge bit by bit up until this last century, I think. But why wouldn't they be able to make like organic meat suits for themselves, right? And transfer consciousness into these other bodies, either by that or just knowing their way through these astral realms to where they could incarnate into another body, as well as these cults doing rituals, invocation rituals, right? To try and bring about a certain deity, a certain spirit into a young child or a virgin, or like, you have a lot of different occult groups, a lot of different symbolism. It's not, that's what I was saying earlier. It's not all just one Satan. People are so afraid of Satan, right? And it's like, well, which one? Is it, cult of Abraxas? Is it, is it the Temple of Set? There's many, and I've also thought about it like maybe in the ancient times, since I mean, you can tell that some of these names, they changed a couple letters here, a couple letters there, and it's the same deity just rebranded. That's all it is just the rebranding of these ancient deities into all the way up until now.
Do you think the Demiurge and Abraxas are the same guy?
Y'all to Boeth being the demiurge, right?
Maybe. I haven't heard of y'all both. I've heard of Abraxas, which was
The chicken snake god.
the
right?
chicken snake god. There we go. That's
Yeah,
when people walk up with that T-shirt, I'm like, man, you've been listening for a while. To have that
yeah,
T-shirt, that was a limited edition because
Oh, yeah.
those guys didn't like their bodies, so we couldn't sell it all the time. But then you get, and by the way, the first female feminist action was the Demiurge. Sophia's like, I don't need a man.
Yeah.
I don't need a man. Okay. I'll raise my own kids. And then she had the Demiurge and it just went all completely wrong quickly.
It's the same. Okay, so it's the same thing with Lilith too, right? Like she rejected God, her father, right? Rejected her husband and went with Samael.
Okay, tell me that story because I thought Lilith was Adam's first wife, and she was like, I want to get on top. He's like, I'm not gay.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's the interpretation of it, right? For certain texts. But there is a story that she was descended from these fallen, this fallen pantheon, and he only had some of this kind of DNA. And so she rejected him and went after. When you read about these entities, they're usually going after like their cousin, their sister. It's and I think that's where the elite get these like inbred proclivities today, right? Like
Sounds like
are from
Pornhub.
these.
Or it sounds like White Lotus.
Yeah, man. And so that's where that like dark feminine aspect comes from, the dark mother, as John Lee likes to talk about.
The Dark Mothers.
Yeah, the dark mother and the number 42. It's still fresh on my mind because he came on just a couple weeks ago, and that being tied into Crowley and all this stuff. And these are the same entities that I believe Crowley was contacting. And after Crowley, you have all these people that are basically, like, oh, I want to try, to follow his work. Now, I don't know why you would want to do that. But when you get into some of these occult teachings, I do believe it is intentional. I believe there's knowledge from God, not the stuff that Crowley taught, right? Not the whole thing with the children and doing that's abhorrent. He should be taken out back and done away with, right? But some of these more esoteric things that we're not taught and that we're just told is basically all satanic, right? And I think the New Age was a big part and had a big part in subverting a lot of this knowledge that originally came from the Creator, and it's used by these occultists and these people that are in these groups to manipulate and subvert our reality.
It's so crazy how much work they're doing at it.
Yeah.
It's so crazy, man. It's so crazy. Hey guys, are you working harder than ever and finding it harder and harder to get quality meals in? Well, guess what? I got the solution for you. It's our good friends at Home Chef. Home Chef, the #1 in quality, convenience, value, taste, and recipes ease. I'm telling you, Home Chef is the best. Let me tell you about Home Chef. Hey guys, real quick, 2025 is coming in with a bang, so you got to be ready to get and go, and that includes preparing your food. And there's no better meal kit out there than our good friends at Home Chef. That's right. Meal kits often market themselves as easy meal prep solutions, but often disappoint with complicated, overlogged recipes that aren't worth the effort. Fortunately, Home Chef knows that struggle and delivers fresh, delicious meals that respect your time. Respect me. Respect my time. Home Chef delivers fresh ingredients and chef-designed recipes conveniently to your doorstep to simplify your cooking experience. Users of the leading meal kits have rated Home Chef number one in quality, convenience, value, taste, and recipe ease. Okay, whether you prefer meal kits with pre-portioned ingredients, quick 30-minute recipes, oven-ready options, microwave meals, or dedicated family meals, Home Chef has everything you and your family need for a hassle-free, delicious dinner. Home Chef has over 30 options a week and several varieties of dietary needs. So here's what we need you to do, guys. For a limited time, a very limited time, Home Chef is offering our listeners 18 free meals plus free dessert for life and, of course, free shipping on your next free box. Go to homechef.com/tinfoil. That's homechef.com/tinfoil for 18 free meals and free dessert for life. Homechef.com/tinfoil. Must be an active subscriber for the free desserts, okay? Don't try to pull something on our friends at Home Chef. Thank you, Home Chef, for sponsoring this show. So you brought up some of these, the rebranding of entities. Are there any other ones that have kind of stood out to you?
Well, of course, there is Osiris. Osiris plays a big role in a lot of these mystery schools, especially a lot of these like reincarnation rituals. He is green. I don't know if you've ever seen a picture of Osiris. He is I think the original Green Man, which you see them like rebrand that throughout movies with the Grinch, Yoda, Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, all this stuff. And then it went on into. Yeah, well, yeah. What's another good one, dude? Kermit the Frog. even Pepe, right? The meme. And I talked about that, when Elon changed his name to Kekius Maximus.
Yeah.
Then you go look into who Kek is, the Egyptian frog god. And it's like, okay, wait a minute. What the fuck is this guy doing? I think he knows what he's doing. But I have a theory that Elon is the return of who I call Inky, basically. This Luciferic archetype, right? This false hope, this false light.
Are you getting into Antichrist?
You could say Antichrist, right?
Trump seems to be playing really into that right now,
Bro.
dude.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, look at the support he gets. And like you have people in a certain country that call him their Messiah, right? Their Moshiach, so to say.
Is that crazy?
It is. It is crazy, dude. And you'll have people that just deny it. They're just like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. Like I said, trust the plan, bro. That doesn't work for me. I don't even think the assassination was 100%, dude. Like, I think most of it is just world stage, political theater. Two sides of the same coin. On the weekends, they're sitting in their high-rise mansions and condos laughing at this shit. And that goes...
By the way, I totally agree. I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I think if they wanted him dead, he wouldn't have gotten out of there. There would have been multiple shooters. We'd only know about one, but there would be multiple shooters. And I'm not saying that the guy who died, I think he died. I think they have to make
Absolutely.
sacrifices, sadly, sending love and respect to his family.
Yeah.
Everything is a magic trick. Everything is sorcery.
Do you think there was no chance, though, that he could have died? Like, I mean, that's an awfully... I guess do you think the president was in on it? Because otherwise, you're suggesting that this was such a precise thing that they flicked a bullet by his ear. Where if this
a lot of people think he could have cut his ear when he went.
Well, that's
down.
what I'm wondering.
That means he's in on it. That means he's in on it.
That he'd be in on it, man.
Those are two options, really.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's pretty disappointing to think about if he is. Excuse me, but
if he's in on it, then I think everybody's in on it. As
Absolutely.
in Biden, everybody knew it was going to happen. Then they're just playing on. Because if he's in on it, everybody has to be.
They would know, right? Because the Secret Service was right there.
Yeah, man. I mean, where was it that Trump and Obama were like sitting there giggling with each other? Was that
kissing in a tree? KISSING. That was
Bush
Jimmy.
gave Obama a little belly slap. Did you see that when he was walking by him, giving him a little belly slap?
Oh yeah,
they're all just best.
Well, they've known each other.
They're all buddies.
They've known him since he was a kid. Oh, but that's his cousin.
Family. Yeah.
The Bushes. Yeah.
They called him Black Bush. That was his name.
Bush Senior used to feed him candy, right, or some shit. He used to feed him candy out of his pocket.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartly.
What do you think Corn Pop is actually?
I don't think he's real.
Biden was actually talking about fucking Obama, Corn Pop.
Maybe. Interesting. Corn Pop was a bad boy. Bad man.
What do y'all think about Big Mike? You think
She's got a big
Mike?
one? Yeah, big one.
She got a huge hog. Yeah.
The question becomes now that Bridget McComb's outed as dude, that story is so insane. Just when you think it's like, oh, he just married a guy in a wig, and then it comes out it's probably his dad.
Ugh.
That's fucked, man. I didn't hear about
the Big Mike thing. I think I call that dick extraction because I don't think it's real. But the France thing is like that's
so Johnny. You don't think it's possible?
I don't think it matters with Big Mike, but this thing in France is a completely different.
In what sense?
Well, I mean, you're talking about underage. You're talking about
he was a kid. Yeah,
they're related,
right? But it's still like a lie.
Yeah, but I don't care. I don't care about politicians lying about their personal lives. If you're saying it's because that means they got something on them, they got something on everybody. I don't care. I mean, I know that. I
Like,
don't
I
know
get what you mean, Johnny. Like, it doesn't matter, but also, like, the first lady cannot be a dude.
why not. I mean, I don't. But it's probably happened before. Look at Eleanor Roosevelt. You know.
Oh my God,
You're right
Barbara
about that.
Bush.
Barbara Bush.
Yeah, Barbara.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God,
hideous.
that dude's jaw is strong.
what if there have been more male first ladies than there have been female first ladies?
Oh,
That would be.
Henry
Who's that
Kissinger's
guy?
wife. Now there's also some like I think any ugly woman is being called a guy now.
Yes,
But there
yes.
are
That's
some weird
fucked.
ones. Like Henry Kissinger's wife is like she looks like Larry Bird in a fucking wig and dress. She's like 6'9". It seems like she's huge. That seems interesting.
But that's
But
what I mean when I call it dick striker, because it's like people said, oh, he's got feminine shoulders, Sam Tripoli, he's shaped like a triangle, or I'm like, what are we talking about?
I have kids, man.
I've smelled Sam Tripoli on Broken
Johnny's
Completion.
sexually attracted to me.
I know he's not a woman.
Yeah, dude.
Sam's
I
the
got to
farthest
shower
thing
more.
from a woman.
The point is this. This is what's coming out. The Statue of Liberty is a guy, and it's all about almost perverting our symbols as well. So those symbols don't have any power with us. When the Nazis took the symbol for peace and turned it into the Nazi symbol, that's done on purpose.
Yeah, it's also I think known as the hooked cross too, right?
Yes.
Like, yeah,
I think that's a literal translation from German, I believe, is like hooked cross, something like that.
yeah, and also you brought up the Statue of Liberty. I think that's that's very symbolic of Lucifer, right? The feminine aspect of Lucifer, because Lucifer was first worshipped as the planet Venus before I think maybe after being worshipped for so long, it developed into an egregore of some sort. But like the Statue of Liberty, welcoming everyone into our country, here's this, here's this torch, and then you have like the masculine aspect of Lucifer, aka Samael, being Uncle Sam, right? Like the army, like I want you to fight for our country, all that stuff. So they have inverted our symbols, or maybe they were always inverted, like the snake and the eagle. It's one thing I first heard on your show years ago, bro.
One of
And
the
you had
best
Matt
episodes we
LaCroix
ever
on.
did.
You had Matt LaCroix on, and learned a lot from that episode. Started watching his stuff after that, and yeah, man, he taught me a lot. And so you have to look at this symbolism as well, in which I believe the eagle just comes from the phoenix, which is alchemical, at the same time representative of Freemasonry, which goes back to Babylon, Solomon's temple, all that stuff, where they were contacting these same deities.
The Hakenkreuz, by the way, that's the German word for the
Oh,
hooked cross,
okay,
rather.
okay.
Somebody's going to call me up on that. So it's the
what?
Just the hooked cross in German is Hakenkreuz.
Hakenkreuz.
Nice.
It's crazy to me. Yeah. It is interesting, the whole thing, the games that are being played, the influence on the false reality that is being projected onto our reality. And it's all sorcery. I've been talking about this forever. It's all sorcery. Everything is a magic trick. Our intelligence agents we were sold on, they were law enforcement. They're not. They're private security for the very elite of the world, the biggest at the highest levels. And their job is to protect these old banking families from thousands and thousands of years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Those banking families coming from the priest of Ra and these Babylonian priest of Marduk, Ra's shield, the shield of Ra, Ra's shield, Ra's child, as well as like all the black nobility families, the Orsini and the Pallavicini, all those people, man. I don't really know, because we had William Ramsey on Already Dead. I actually had him on my show last Saturday, but we talked about Crowley and stuff. When he came on Already Dead, we talked about the Knights of Malta. And, everyone always points out this stuff with Israel behind Trump, right? But if you look at some of these people he's put in office, like that Pete Hegseth guy who has the Templar cross on him, supposedly it's the Knights of Malta, really, which comes straight from the Vatican, right? So it's like, oh, the Jews run everything. It's like,
100%.
no, the Jesuits, like who? I just think they're the same people, just branded in these different categories.
No, did William Ramsey push
option.
back against that?
I didn't really. Him and Jose did most of the talking.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
But did he not think the Knights of Malta was having big influence that's connected to the Vatican?
I mean, I think he did.
Okay.
Maybe it's like higher levels of the Vatican to where, how it is, like you just need a few people to infiltrate, sometimes even one person to infiltrate something and to start subverting it or to set something up through it, such as these secret orders that exist, right?
No, I agree. I totally agree. And like, that's what people can't understand. They're like, if you're going to sit there and you're going to say that Israel is the deep state or whatever you want to say about, and it is the center of all power, what you're saying is that everything that was before Abraham, everything before Israel, it just decided to give up and not hold on to their power or influence this thing. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous to me. It's crazy. Like the Scottish Freemasons basically formed Israel. All of the high ups in the British government that wanted Israel were Freemasons. The Vatican owns giant chunks of Israel.
Yeah.
Like, people don't want to talk about that. They only want to focus on this stuff. And when you get into the Babylonian oral history of the rabbis, which is the Talmud, that Babylonian right there lets you know everything. They've been completely manipulated. And what you do is, how do you control a territory? You cause a religious conflict and you fucking fund one side and not the other side. You give the other side all the weapons, everything. You hand them a book, which is the Talmud, and you go, listen, you don't even have to work. You can just study this all the time. You don't even have to get a job. You can just live as a Talmud scholar. Michael Shuroff's father, who's in charge, I believe, of Homeland Security, who at the time, his father was a Talmud scholar. His mother was involved in Operation Magic Carpet. She was instrumental in the formation of Israel. Who do you think led all the dancing Israelis back to fucking Israel? Michael Shuroff. Come on, dog.
Okay.
It's layers to this shit, dude. There's layers. There's layers. Everybody has a boss until you get to maybe Pindar in the middle of Earth, the 8-foot white albino lizard.
Albino lizard. Yeah.
I don't even know.
He
but
exists.
the point is that there are, like, Hitler's mad at the Jews, right? And he's mad at the bankers, but he doesn't go into Switzerland, where the bank that is destroying his country is located.
Well, yeah, who's funded both sides of each war since Napoleon, right? These same banking families. So, I mean, and then you have, when you get into Hitler and, the National Socialist Party, you get into the Vril Society and the Thule Society, and you learn about Maria Orsic, and like they were channeling these entities from Aldebaran, right? These Nordic beings. And, maybe having meetings inside of the earth with them, right? Admiral Byrd talked about it, and there's been other people that have talked about it. I'm a big hollow earth guy. I actually think that the earth could be both flat and hollow. I never really push back on all my flat earthers. I have some in my audience. I actually did 2 episodes on the land beyond the ice walls. So I had fun with it.
So what do you think? Like the kind of the diamond shape that we see sometimes?
Yeah, exactly. I should try to get into that again soon, because that's one thing that I think people will always argue about,
Oh yeah.
Because you got some diehard flat earthers, bro.
Well, as long as you're not allowed to go high enough to look, you'll never know the truth, and that's what it's meant to be. It just round Earth is, it's that saying from 1984. Hold on. Let me get it real quick. 1984.
You think you're not allowed to go high enough, or you just can't go high enough?
Maybe
I don't know,
both.
man. Yeah, I mean, if there's a firmament, like I don't know, if the Earth is flat, well, okay, even if it's not, let me rephrase that. I think there still may be extra land that they're not telling us about, right?
This is it. This is what I say about round Earth. It's a quote from Orwell in 1984. The part that told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears, it was their final, most essential command. So what the round ball is telling you is that you don't feel like you're moving. You don't see that you're moving. There's nothing that tells you you're moving except for these people in lab coats and your fifth grade teacher telling you you're moving. And you're just like, oh, yeah, we're moving. I'm not saying it's flat. I'm just saying I take flat over spinning on a ball through Earth in this crazy ass thing.
Oh yeah, whatever we're shown, whatever NASA shows us, or it's all. I think it's mostly fake and gay, right? We didn't. Well, we may have gone to the moon, but that wasn't the footage. You don't think we went at all?
No way.
I mean, they wouldn't tell us if we really did. That they would
We've
give
sent
us
shit up there for sure. But
okay.
So you think maybe we went
maybe more
and
along
got
the lines
scared
of
of
that.
what was up there? There's been that theory, went up there, got scared of what was up there, and then went back.
Well,
what do you
it
mean they
talks-
saw like aliens
Chupacabra
and
and came back.
It talks
Yeah.
about in the Anunnaki stories about sin, Nanar sin, who, if you look at his symbolism, it's the crescent moon, right? I actually kind of believe he is the god of Islam, and they do the Hajj around the cube
Black
of Saturn because that is El is the father of Nanar sin, and so when you worship one of his sons, you're worshiping that side of the bloodline, right? And so then you have the piece of meteorite in there. And I know there's a lot of theories about the moon, that it may be plasma or that it's hollow and there's reptilians living inside of it. I also may think that as well. I think there's a lot with the egg symbolism lately and reptilians. My co-host Adrian talks about how Inky was an egg birth because of his reptilian genes that he got. So,
But what are you talking about? The eggs right now? The crisis right now?
well,
No.
there's an egg crisis, right? But
Oh,
there's
really?
also, well, yeah, they're saying there's egg shortages, and but there's also this egg symbolism going on. Raven talks about it a bunch. He constantly posts about it, and so my feed is bombarded with it, as well as a lot of my audience will just like put eggs, just talking about eggs a bunch. I think it has to do with like rebirth, maybe as well as like the primordial egg, which you see with like the serpent wrapped around it a bunch, and you just had the superb owl, right? The Super Bowl with the football kind of being the egg of the owl, and I don't know, man. I think they kind of, like I said, they feed us this stuff into the public, and then something comes about, and it's our job to interpret what this stuff is. I should do a deep dive on the occult symbolism of eggs. I think I may do that.
Well, we discussed baseball's Freemasonry,
Because of the
the compass, three
Right,
outs,
right.
three,
oh yeah,
nines. You got 9 hitters, 3 outs,
yeah, dude.
3
Well,
strikes.
it's all bread and circus, right? Like that's really all sports is. Like as much as some of us love sports, my son plays football, so oh
Baseball.
which
like that.
oh man,
Yep, dude. It's crazy to me. And again, I got a good friend of mine who's a Freemason. And, he's like, dude, we don't do anything. We just hang out, talk shit, drink. I go, yeah, that's kind of how every group is at the lower levels. Even if you're like a 33, like
Right.
in like Santa Barbara, like you're not really part of the power scheme at the very, very top.
It's like those people. I've met people that say, "Oh, I've been to the P Diddy parties." I'm like, you weren't there. Not the one you're talking about. They kicked your ass out early because if
and
not, you wouldn't be
weren't
talking about
attractive enough to molest.
Yeah.
They didn't want to give you a career. You were there. They're like, oh, dude, no, thank you.
Think they're gonna let you touch J-Lo? Come on, they're not letting you touch J-Lo.
Well, you just, and the same thing with like Jews. Like, it's like Owen Benjamin calls them deli Jews, right? It's like most of your Jews are just like trying to live their life and make $1, and then they're forced to defend like these people at the very top who are scumbags.
Yeah.
That's just every group. Every group. The bottom is just normal people. As higher up you go, in the power structure, the more psychopath they become.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Freemasonry is inherently Jewish. It stems from Solomon's temple, right? Who was Solomon, son of David? He was Jewish. And when you look at Freemasonry, and as well as other mystery schools, you see that it really all stems from the Kabbalah, right? The Zohar, the Kabbalah, and like, dude, I've talked about this before with the Star of David. That's a hex sigil. It's the hexagram,
dude.
That's the hexagram of Solomon. And so, I mean, I get if a church wants to support Israel, that's their own prerogative, but putting that flag up in your congregation, I don't think it's a good idea. I mean, that's what they use to invoke deities to build Solomon's temple, used in the Goetia. Let
me ask you
the Lesser
something.
Keys. Yeah.
The hexagram of Solomon, why is that important to you? Meaning, why you're saying it's not a Jewish symbol?
Well, I'm saying, like, if you look where it originates from, if you go to Google right now and type in the hexagram of Solomon, it's the Star of David. And so I just think, I mean, and this is something else I talk about, is the intention
real quick,
of it, right?
I'm sorry to cut you off. But what does that imply? What are you implying?
Oh,
okay, you're saying it's not the Star of David, it's actually the hexagon of Solomon. But what is the hexagon of Solomon?
Well, I think it's a sigil.
Which means what? I'm not challenging you.
No, you're fine,
asking,
dude. No, it's used to invoke certain deities. Maybe, I don't know. I think it depends on how you use it. Maybe. With many symbols, it's kind of like that. Same thing with words. It's the intention of a lot of things. But
isn't. Would you say that it would be that it's not an original religious symbol of Judaism then? Or is that still Judaism, the hexagram of Solomon? Because there's some people think it's Remphan.
Well, there's that theory that it's the Star of Remphan, and I mean, I haven't looked into that too much. I'm just familiar with some of these ancient symbols, and I mean, hopefully y'all can't hear my dog barking. I'm sorry.
It's fine if your dog did bark. We can't hear it though.
Okay, sorry. I mean, yeah, man, it's left up to interpretation. Sometimes I seem to think that maybe, it could be something that they have subverted, right? But I mean, you can't really, just because at least say you have a Jewish person that wears it around their neck, it doesn't make them a bad person, right?
Yeah, of course.
Because you have the pentagram that when you turn right side up, it's a pentacle. It's used to protect you from spirits. When you do it, upside down, it's used to invoke spirits. So, it's the same thing with numbers.
So crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely, dude. And, I think this stuff is a lot older than they give it credit for. I don't think we're told exactly how old this stuff is. Or maybe it's not. You know, I've said this before, Sam. I could be wrong about a lot of this stuff. You know, if people have questions about it, they can go do their own research, or you know, I could always go deeper into things. I tell people to suggest things for me to dive into or to do an episode on. You know, I always tell my audience that I'm always down to question stuff. So,
How do you do research with 10,000 podcasts?
oh man, it's hard to do. You know, I had all this accumulated research from over the years that I kind of had stored up, and I mean, over the past year, I mean, I haven't been reading as much as I want to, but I'll find something that interests me, and I'll go into it a little bit. I'll make a few pages of notes, and then a lot of the times I'll end up making connections into something else that I never even expected to happen. You know, but you know, it's only like
It's an endless well. It's
Yeah.
an endless well looking into this stuff. It could just go on forever, dude. Ever and ever.
ongoing ball of yarn. Yeah, bro.
You know, it's like I just went and saw Dog Man with my daughters. And I thought it was an excellent movie. If you just kind of move on from the fact it was an animal human hybrid, which seems to be like what their dark secrets that the elites have been trying to do forever, you know. And then there's so much symbolism in there, like, you know, cultural Marxism and Dogman. But the movie's so good, you don't even
I gotta see it.
really. It's great. I cannot recommend it enough. I don't know if it's good enough for just an adult to go see by itself.
Don't go
But
to the movie theaters.
my son,
Get on YouTube for $20. Don't go to the movie theaters by yourself for this.
Yeah, but I think the movie theater. Well, if you have a kid, take him to the movie theater.
I think
If
my
you just
son
want
and
to
my
watch it
wife
by
may have
yourself,
seen it.
watch it at home.
Yeah, I think my son may have went and seen it with.
Yeah, I
with
took my
wife.
nephew to see it. It was good.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he has seen it then.
Giant, but it
Gervais.
was like really well. You don't even realize that Pete Davidson's in it. That's how good it is.
I'll take your word for it, man. I'm gonna check it out.
But you know, we go and we watch, and then I saw Sonic. I wanted to really like it. I thought it was not done well, especially when you're just seeing Dogman. But it's like there's symbolism in all that stuff early. And you get into like YouTube for kids, slowly but surely allowing really adult content make it into YouTube for kids. That is done on purpose.
Yeah, yeah. The actual pornography on there, right? And it's titled
like,
something
hey, learn
completely
to shave
different.
your butthole, and then it lets you see it. And then if I say butthole, I get dinged. If I show shaving my butthole, suddenly it's like educational.
You know what? Me and Johnny were talking about. You know that guy that uploads Tinfoil Hat?
Yeah.
He had the balls to put up that Jew episode that we censored on YouTube. I was like, whoa,
Oh, wow.
not banned, not dinged, got the comments, probably got monetized for it. It's just, I'm depending
By
who
the
it
way,
is.
dude, everyone thinks it's you uploading it.
No, I'm telling you, it's because your name's on it. I really do think it's at one point, once they find you, you're dinged. Because he's doing fine over there. He's getting more views than we
Yeah,
don't
but
smoke
dude,
with him.
even if he's doing fine, which we love him on the show, we wish he would contact us, so we can thank him.
Yes.
I think he thinks we're going to yell at him. I'm not. I'm very thankful that he does it.
And at this point, come out, man. Everyone thinks it's me. Saying everyone's like, oh, come on.
No, I don't
John-
even mind if he hides it. It's fine with me. It's just like I would love to just say thank you and just
We're gonna
ask you
sue
to.
the fuck out of you, buddy.
No,
You
we're
better.
not, dude. Put it out. Put it out anywhere. Everybody put it out. I don't give a shit. I mean, we can't do it. They've dinged us. And again, you used to get 150,000 views. You used to get 300,000 views.
I remember. Yeah.
Now we can't get more than that. That guy can't get more than, I think the Kurt Metzger did 20,000.
Yeah.
And that's like the largest one on YouTube in years.
Wow.
And it's just crazy, dude. I would have to take a giant break and come back and be like, I'm back, but I'm only doing reaction videos to cat videos. That's all I'm doing. And that's the only way they would love me. I love everything you're talking about. I'm so into hidden history. I'm so into all this shit. Esoteric knowledge. I love that stuff. I love that people like, dude, if you know what they're doing, you know what they're doing. Like, and most people have no clue of how deep it goes. Like you bring up the Knights of Malta. I mean, how many people talk about them? We're talking about Jesuits, we're talking about Zionists, we're talking about Marxists, we're talking about Freemasons. But how many people bring up the Knights of Malta? Very few, dude.
Yeah. No. Almost like it's forbidden in a way. So you wonder why they let you talk about this one group and not this, or not that. I guess you wonder why, like, this one group is talked about so much, and the other group you kind of have to dig a little deeper into. Even then, you may not be told the 100% truth about it, right? Because I had no idea about the Knights of Malta. I think I've heard maybe Donut talk about them before. But besides that, and then with William Ramsey, but I knew that they were up there with like the Knights Templar, the Knights of Columbus, and so I knew that they were like a Christian mysticism order, I guess you could say, along the lines of the Rosicrucians and all that other stuff. So yeah, more people should be talking about it, dude. You're right.
I think 90% of the country can't even comprehend what you're saying right now. They just can't. It's so beyond their understanding. And they're just saturating, like Obama said, just flooding the town square with sewage right now. That's forcing people to try to run from this stuff. Even though more and more people are listening to podcasts, there's more and more conspiracy podcasts, which is great. There's more and more people listening to it. It's still a large portion of the people just don't even want to hear about it. And I mean this with all due respect, simple folk. And that's why you've seen the rise of stupid.
Yeah. People hate what makes them uncomfortable, and they fear what they don't know as well. So, and that may not be like such a bad thing, dude. Like I said earlier on, some people, I don't know if they could handle some of this stuff. Where I was, before I kind of got off drugs, and I used to be real crazy, just like you. So, I've been through a spiritual journey myself. I don't know if I could have handled it back then, but now that I'm in a place, I have a relationship with Christ, and I'm the head of my household and all that good stuff. I think I've been granted some form of discernment, to kind of try to figure out the truth, right? Because like I said, I don't know if I'm 100%. I could be full of shit. I don't know. We may never fully know the complete truth, but it's definitely worth the trying to find out,
What do you think is going on? What kind of spiritual battle of man do you think is going on right now?
Well, I guess the demasculization of men in a way, right? And then leading them astray by trying to teach them that they have to like treat women like garbage, and I mean, I don't know, especially in a household, if you want to raise a family, you need a woman. You feel me? Like I just I couldn't imagine being a single father, especially with my daughter. You need that energy, that feminine energy to kind of balance that out. So I think that, as well, like I said earlier, these archetypes are coming back, I think, through us, if we're allowing them to. If you're not in tune with the Holy Spirit or whatever someone wants to call it, I think you are open to being oppressed in a way by these deities, easier now than ever because of all these things that have taken place, all these rituals, whether on like a mass scale, like what we were talking about earlier, the Super Bowl and these music award shows that all represent Babylon.
Allison Keys, what's her name? Alison Keys. She's like, and the
Alicia
most
Keys?
high.
Alicia Keys,
Alyssa
right?
Keys, excuse me. Alison Chains. Alyssa Keys,
Hmm.
right? She goes, and the most high, and she does the two fingers up. I was like, that's crazy.
Right? It's like who is your most high? You know? Uh,
And nobody
and-
ever asks anybody about any of this shit. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many opportunities. These people are encounter press all the time. Not one person has ever been asked about these things. It's surprising to me.
Because they would disappear, and meaning not, I mean, maybe not necessarily off, but they would not be allowed
Maybe.
access to anything. You have to play ball. And you brought up something earlier, Jules, that I wanted to comment on, and it was about how things just disappear. And I had a couple examples of it, and I can't remember all of them, but the one that stands out the most to me is when LeBron James got accused of steroids. And they had him dead to rights. There was like a doctor in Cleveland that said he had, proof with syringes with
Right.
LeBron's blood, and how they were talking about it not on like Fox or ESPN, but they were talking on YouTube, and then the story just disappeared, like gone. And I'm like, how can the story disappear from independent media? And then you realize they're not that independent.
Yeah. And usually it's something else that happens, like immediately after, to make people forget completely about what just happened, right? Like what we were saying earlier with the Trump assassination. Like, yeah, that like ever since then, it just seems like all this stuff has been like kind of unraveling more and more and more. And like as soon as something else happens, we have something else going on. So nobody looks into this completely. It's pretty wild, dude. And
The
then
LA fires. Nobody's talking about the LA fires. It's
Right?
just done. It's
well, it's
just,
like, yeah.
and you could bring out anything you want. You could find a video of Karen Bass starting a fire. Nobody would care. Nobody would care. They just don't care, because the entry fee into showbiz is conformity. Pedophilia is at the highest levels, or selling your soul, your holes in your soul. But at the highest levels, it's pedophilia.
Yeah.
Like the highest levels. Like not where you're rich, but you're wealthy. Okay? But conformity is the ticket to the big dance. And you'll never be have any of these people calling out power, because then they'll be excommunicated, because all they need is one red light and they don't get a gig. So they have to bend over backwards stupid to say shit.
Is that what happened to you?
Well, no, dude, I just like, I mean, a long time ago, I realized I'm not an actor. I can't
Right.
act, and I'm not a writer. I'm functionally retarded. Okay. So the only thing I can do is talk shit. And then like, Dana yelled at me because I put out this post about being excommunicated from comedy. And she's like mad at me for saying that, but it's like, it's true. Like I've been right about everything, and it upsets them. It upsets them. I called out people who I thought are bad people, and I got excommunicated, because conformity is the game. You got to conform. You can't rock the boat. And no matter how much of a piece of shit somebody is, you got to kiss their ass, because that's how you move forward.
What's her beef with you saying that it's kind of just bad mojo to say that, or that she doesn't think that that's true?
She doesn't think.
She doesn't think that's true, but she thinks it's negative energy.
Yeah.
And I go, I don't care, because it is true.
But even if it was negative energy, the post was very positive. You were telling the post was like, I got 3 fucking podcasts in the top 200. It don't matter if I'm excommunicated or not. I thought it was pretty like a little jab at them. I didn't see it bad. I liked it.
It totally
It's
is.
very, very uplifting, Sam.
You're such a good guy, Jules. You're
I
such
try.
a good guy, dude. I love your style.
Man.
So let's get into something. Did you finish your point on the spiritual war on man?
Well,
'Cause
I think it's important. I mean, for us to keep having children, and build a life for yourself. And I just think everything they're throwing at us on social media and culture, uh, it's a spiritual attack, right? And that's why I believe that a lot of these lower level entities are involved with these attacks on people.
What do you
So,
think the power structure is of the world?
it's a big
God
question.
above all, and then and like we're trying to understand how the world works through the human brain, and we may not be the brain may not be built in a way that's allowed to think that. And sometimes when they do think that, maybe they get to point like Tesla, they kind of get ran out of society. But it's like
Yeah.
the power structure. And I said this, and my Christian friend got mad at me. But I was saying it was God versus fallen angels. And he goes, God's not, no, God's above all. I go, okay, I respect that. So it's fallen angels war on God's greatest creation. That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, dude. And you know, people don't realize like, yeah, we come from the creator. And that's where you'll get some kind of deception in like the ancient alien stuff. Is like I don't think that these beings created us. There are theories. There's theories of them doing these uh DNA gene splicing and creating cryptids, creating like what you would say Sasquatch would be, right?
Dog man.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the reason that they can turn invisible to camouflage themselves or to communicate with you telepathically would be because they have uh, a trace of this DNA from these fallen angelic beings, right? And so I do think that uh, these fallen deities are at the top, but I think there's a hierarchy within these guys as well. They, yeah, they, and you could call it like, I guess, uh, levels to it. Like, it's kind of like you have the Ophinum, the Seraphim, and the Cherubim, right? Like levels of the fallen. Same with the tribes of giants, right? You had like the Anakim, the Nephilim, the Rephaim, all these different. There's a couple more. I can't remember. And I mean, those are hybrid beings as well, right? Like, it's pretty crazy to me that you see these giants in almost every single ancient culture, but people still want to say that they're not real, and they want to believe in dinosaurs,
It's
right?
so crazy to
Yeah,
me, dude.
yeah,
It's so crazy. You could believe in dinosaurs, but you can't believe in giants and titans.
exactly, dude. And I mean, I believe that every single dinosaur was indeed a dragon. Uh, that's where my
I'm not
schizo
against
brain
that
goes.
either, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Because you have the symbolism of the serpent, and that has a lot to do with all that egg symbolism that's happening now as well. But the symbolism of the serpent, the serpent energy, this ancient knowledge, and so I wouldn't put it. I mean, these dragons were probably interdimensional as well. And that's another thing that you see in every culture, right? Or you see something to that effect, especially in a lot of these native cultures, like the South American cultures with Quetzalcoatl, the plume serpent, and then you have like with the Gnostics, these Sophia dragons, and then in China with those
What?
dragons, yeah, dude, yeah. It's pretty wild, but it could all just be symbolic, right? I don't know. It could mean they hail from reptilians or something, some ancient reptilian race that mixed with this fallen angelic race. There's theories of that as well.
Well,
So,
they were always talking about how, like, the Chinese zodiac, every other sign is a real animal, but suddenly they have this dragon in there, and it's not supposed to be real.
right, right, right,
And they
right.
were talking about how there's like no history of a panda bear. Suddenly now we got panda bears, and like
Yeah.
they can't even have sex. It's like this weird ass experiment.
They can't have sex?
Like they don't want to procreate. Like they gotta
So-
like run panda porn for them to get the action going.
Are they like test tube little babies or
Animals,
something?
like I don't know. A bunch of people have had theories on it, but some people don't think they're real.
I mean, I don't know. I've never seen a panda be born before. You know?
Well,
So-
yeah, I think in captivity, especially, they're very finicky about who they mate with. You know, they're particular. It sounds like, yeah.
It
That's why
just
they're
seems
hard to
like,
keep alive.
yeah, it just seems like an inbred bear. You know, like
They're
you
also
have-
like dumb as shit too. Have you ever watched? There are these great compilations of pandas just falling off,
Just
of,
falling.
like doing like physical hijinks, and they put like metal music behind them, and it's the funniest shit you'll ever see. They're clumsy as hell. Yeah, I could buy that there's some kind of, like the pug of the bear world or something like that.
Oh yeah,
Totally
yeah,
see that.
yeah.
like my dog's a Maltipoo, right? Like what the fuck
yeah.
is a Maltipoo?
What is a multi-poo?
He's half Maltese, half miniature poodle. He's in there throwing a fit right now. I don't know.
That's
why.
fine. Let him out. Let him dance, dude. Let him dance.
He's good. He's probably I'm sure my wife's home or something. I don't know. He likes to bark a lot, and I'll always be like, "Oh, sorry if y'all can hear that." And every time people are like, "We can't hear anything."
Yeah, we
It's
can't
like,
Yeah,
okay,
we're
well, now
fine,
I
dude. Your
sound
man
like,
cave
you know.
is doing great.
I am in my man cave. I'm in my garage. You know.
So we have God, then we have these fallen angels, hierarchy within the fallen angels. And then we have like what the banks, do you think the banks or the secret societies who run the banks?
Okay. Yes. Okay. So the banks are in there with the heads of these societies, but above the banks and all that are the priests, right? These king priests. Because what way can any of these people get in touch with these deities if not through these certain rituals, these certain rites that have probably been passed down through these bloodlines that that these certain I guess you could even call them high wizards, right? They inhabit. And so the way to them is through this priest class. And I think that's where you get the Black Pope and all that stuff.
Or the Gray Pope, bro.
Or the
Who's
Gray
like above
Pope.
all of them.
Or the Gray Pope. Yeah, man. I think the Black Pope may just be there to run cover for the Gray Pope.
The Black Pope runs the Jesuit order, right? That's where
Yes.
all the shady shit goes down. Yeah, and then you got and that's very interesting. Like the Pope, whoever's the head of whatever Jewish sect that is, the tunnel
Chabad.
Jews, right? The
Come
tunnel
up
Jews.
the Chabad.
The Chabad, that guy, he's
well-
like a what'd you call him? King priest?
Oh, he's I mean, dude, yeah, it's like that reminds me of like a wizard, like a high wizard king priest of Bel or some which is like goes into Babylonian, worshiping those deities. Yeah, man. Yeah, there's a lot of similarities with ancient Jewish mysticism and these deities. So it's
Do you think Trump is a Kabbalic sorcerer?
I think he's a chaos magician.
I think he is too, dude.
Yeah.
I think he's 100% a chaos magician. And there's just
He says it.
I mean,
MAGA,
what
right?
MAGA is high
MAGA's-
up in Satanism. There, someone else brought like MAGA's like in a bunch of different shit, dude.
Yeah, dude.
MAGA.
Yeah, it's in Latin. What is it? Mage or magus, right? Meaning like the high wizard of that. So yeah, I mean, look at the way he speaks, the way he has like that cadence with his voice and stuff. I'm sure for some people it's hypnotizing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I also think people are tired, dude. I think they're just so tired of fighting that they just want somebody to come in and give them a moment. And that's why Trump is perfect at what he's doing. He just gives you enough to make you happy, to breathe. And then he does his chaos shit. You're like, oh, okay. I mean, you're not cutting off kids' dicks. I'll take it,
Right.
And it's just they exhaust you to the point of just breaking down. And then they give you just a little enough that you feel like he's on your side. And, 2 for you, 1 for me is better than anything we've had for decades.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Yeah, it seems now like I've heard that Trump will be the last president, right? Because and there that book written too.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
What's
he
that about,
always,
man?
I mean, he loves to flirt with that idea. Now, you can say
You won't have to do it
because-
again. You won't ever have to worry again about it ever
Yeah.
again. Ever.
And he's, I mean,
Anyway,
most of the time he's joking or he's speaking
Being provocative?
kind of indirectly, or being provocative, but still, that's something a president would never talk about before, except for maybe at the correspondence dinner. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
And he touches it a lot. So,
How about him calling the Maine governor a him? He?
yeah.
Over and over again. He's just out of control. You're like,
Very disrespectful, yeah.
yeah, but people like get so angry. But I'm like, dude, let's talk some shit, dude. I don't know. Like people like that. People like shit talk. I don't know, dude. It's interesting. To the left, he's just destroying everything, even though they've destroyed everything. Like the left has destroyed all social norms. And then when Trump doesn't play by their new rules, they think he's destroying social norms. And it's like, no, dude, you created these new norms that you're telling us are norms. We haven't agreed to it. And this guy's telling you to go fuck himself.
Right.
To go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
So that's.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm sorry. I was going to say it's like they blame Trump for destroying whatever they thought we had. But it's like, no, y'all have actually destroyed our culture,
Yep.
our society,
Yeah.
our financial system, absolutely everything. You're endangering our children with your propaganda and this fucking shit with these teachers at these public schools. I was fortunate enough to get my son in a private school, so yeah, man, the indoctrination is deep. It's very deep, and like I said earlier, man, people are very fearful.
It's all
fearful.
sorcery, dude. It's all sorcery. Everything is sorcery. Jules, you crushed it. Thank you so much for coming on. One more time, can you tell them where they could find you?
Yeah, man. Guys, I'm on Twitter at GrayPilledPod, Instagram GrayPilled_podcast. I'm on Rumble, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. You can also find me on Patreon, patreon.com/GrayPilledPodcast. Got a few tiers over there. There we go. Yeah, it's developing slowly but surely.
Buddy,
And
everyone's
so-
got to start somewhere, and you build it, dude.
Yeah, man. I owe it all to a few people. Like I said, shouts out to Paranoid American. Y'all stay tuned for some sound sciences that we have coming up. As well as I think I'll be on Nephilim Death Squad here in the next couple weeks as well.
We love those boys.
Back on there again. Yeah, they're good people.
They're great, dude. You're great. They're all great. Are you out Florida too?
I'm in Mississippi.
Oh, I love the Southern conspiracy theorists. They're all good people.
Yeah,
Spent some
dude.
time in
Yeah,
Jackson down there. Nice area.
Dude, Jackson's a shithole, bro.
I wasn't gonna say anything. Wasn't gonna say anything.
Well, I live like a little north of Jackson, but Sam, funny thing, so you canceled your show here, right?
When did I do that? What did I do that for?
This was like, oh my God, you called the venue here because you started selling tickets. Because I think you were going to cancel because you couldn't sell tickets. Then you started selling tickets, so you called the venue. And the guy goes, man, they booked you on the wrong side of town.
Oh, yeah.
And I was a little upset at first, but I completely understand why you didn't book.
Because it's like a black club.
That's exactly what it would have been. It would have been terrible. But if you ever want to come back,
I will come back. I love Mississippi.
Yeah,
I'll come
hit
back
me up, and I can maybe try to get you. My dad booked shows here for past decades, so
let's
can
do
maybe
it, dude.
to
We'll
get
set
you
it up.
somewhere.
I'd love that.
I went to this
back
club called Mint. Do you know Mint? I went to Mint. I wonder if that place is still there.
Mint.
Yeah, and I don't. It was terrible. I was in. It's probably like 10 years ago. I was maybe longer than that actually. When I was at the Farm Bureau place down there because I used to work in that line of business, and they have a big floor down in Mississippi.
I don't know
it was a
about
nightmare,
Mint, dude. Was it a black club?
I have no idea, dude. I was there for like 3 weeks or something. It was it's a weird. That's a weird place, dude. That's real South though. That's like the real South there.
Yeah,
That's the
man.
dirty South, as they say.
Yeah, and I live out in the country now, so don't live in Jackson anymore. Thanks.
I want to live so deep. I'm looking at stuff outside of Austin right now.
Hell yeah, dude, do it. Get out of that city.
We're trying, dude. I mean, it's gonna take a lot, but I mean, I can just go, but I gotta bring I can't not live with my children.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, man.
I'm working on it, dude. Want to get out there. Want to get all the kids out to Austin. That's my goal. But hey, man, thank you so much for coming on. It was great. You have an open door to come back on anytime. We'll set it up whenever you want. And I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Let's break it down. All right, what'd you guys think?
They missed it. We ended up watching A Hot Girlfriend. They missed it.
Yeah. Jules came on. Jules Preston came on, did a great job. Thought it was a great conversation, and I guarantee you, when he comes back, we'll go even deeper. Seems like he has an endless well of knowledge.
Yes,
I mean, he just kept bringing up term after term after term, and I was like, man, dude, this guy knows so much. So it was a great episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I'm telling you, the old gods are trying to show their face. They want to come out and play. And I think that's where we're at right now. I think all this stuff is lined up.
When you say that, does that have anything to do with the UFOs? You think that's any of them? And it could be anything has to do with that?
I mean, I don't think UFOs are from other planets. I don't believe that.
No, but demons, you think that's them? Do you think those are the demons?
I think it could be. I think that could be fallen angels. I think that could be interdimensional. I think all that, demons, angels, all that stuff. That's my opinion. And again, like I saw some tweets. Everyone's like, just release the files, guys. We already know. Okay, stop acting like you're gonna learn anything important. Like suddenly Mary Lou Retton's gonna be on there or something like that. It's gonna shock your world, right? You already know. All the scumbags are there. It's just
there is some talk about maybe some connection that we're not quite clear on. What did I hear? Oh, that it was I can't remember, but it was something. It was some with like J. Edgar Hoover involved in a cover up of some, or maybe they had information that they ignored that would like new specific threat info that they ignored, and
JFK.
And part of it, was them protecting the FBI and protecting J. Edgar Hoover because they worship. He's like a deity to them. That could be interesting.
Because he's a sassy bitch.
Oh God, boy,
sassy.
He was a bad
the
bitch.
smell.
For sure.
Could you imagine that guy?
What a
talk
creep.
about putting lipstick on a pig.
I mean, is he not though the stereotypical of like the guy that goes into that field to just bust balls? Yeah, because he can't deal with his feelings. He
can't deal with his sexuality, and he has to hide it.
I love you boys in those ties.
Yeah, I love you guys, and then just saying things like, "Damn it, we got to overthrow this government now, kill everybody." Just let the guy go a little. That's my whole thing, dude, and that's why the right goes nuts, and they just like these gays. I'm like, let them be gay with each other in their houses at their parades. Okay, let people live their lives. Stop bringing your kids there. It's driving everybody nuts. Just let them get weird in their place. Let it get out. Let it have no like social punishment. Okay? And I'm telling you, people would chill out. It would be so much easier to fucking control people.
And I don't know how the gay community,
you wouldn't be able to control people through their homosexuality.
Oh yeah, no, but what I'm trying to say, I don't know how the gay community doesn't stop kids from showing up. If I was gay, I wouldn't want them there. You get what I'm trying to say? If I'm really gay, I don't want to do whatever the fuck I
you
want.
have common sense. There's progressive white women and progressive white men, but mostly white mothers that think that they're somehow like educating their children, and they don't realize that like kids are supposed to learn about sex through exploring with each other. They're not meant to go see this algebra of life, right? The stuff you see at like the Fulton Street Fair that everyone loses their mind on, that's not meant for children.
Totally.
That's meant for adults.
You know what files we do want though are the Jeffrey Epstein files. That we could definitely see. We could definitely find out who was really on that island.
Well, no, everyone knows who's on the island.
Yeah, but you think he doesn't do it because the Bill Clinton? Because if he really hated the Clintons, he'd release the files.
Because it involves Mossad. That's why. It's nothing but Zionists, all controlled Zionists, and they won't tell you that was Mossad because they act like they're America first, but because they're completely and utterly controlled, it's Israel first. But it's really, and this is where everyone gets mad at me. It's just really the Bank of England, these Babylonian bankers. That's what it really is. And when you just keep digging, it gets the Babylonian bankers. That's my opinion, dude. Trump is just in with all of them. The Jesuits, the Zionists. He's in with all of them.
Totally.
And it's deep shit. And I can't wait to have Jules back. We'll go deeper. We'll get even deeper because I'm telling you, it's all these gods. They're all showing up. And it's just different sects of secret societies working on different things. And then I'm sure they intersect all the time. These guys are probably these things, and Yeah. It's all psychopath. It's all data. You find if they want to put your kid in a fucking Excel class, like super smart class, just know they're mining data on your kid to see if they're going to be a fucking psychopath. Johnny was in it. They kicked him out. They're like, oh, you're no good.
They did not kick me out. No.
Johnny, they kicked you out. Johnny, why aren't you running a bank then? Why are you listening to well-crafted, multi-layered dick jokes from me?
I just, I don't know.
We all know I wasn't in it. They didn't even test me to go in.
Yeah, they don't have illegal Gates programs. So you're here illegally, but are you a super smart person?
Hey,
I was probably too big of an asshole. I remember my AG teacher slapped me in the face one time for calling my best friend, like my best friend in the world. We were playing chess, and he couldn't play chess, and I called him dumb. And I was like, "You're dumb," and she slapped me in the face, dude.
Whoa.
But he's like my best. We call each other dumb. We're like, "You're a retard."
Yeah.
Slap me in the face.
You guys see that parent hit that one kid that was bullying the other kid or something like that, and he backhands him. I don't know if you guys saw it. It went all over fucking Instagram and stuff. It looked. I was like, holy crap! It just this full adult hits another kid for bullying his kid, and I'm just like, holy shit, this is gonna backfire.
It's so crazy, dude.
If I can find
so
it.
crazy, guys. Again, go to samtripoli.com. See my dates. I want to thank Phoenix for coming out and rocking. Then we got let's see,
Is that working XG? Sorry, is that?
Yeah, we good. No, we good.
Okay, because I had trouble getting it.
Louisville. Then we got Fort Wayne. Then we got Detroit. Then we got Tacoma, and we got new dates coming up. Still, just in Minnesota, getting new dates going. We will ride. Ba, 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 ba.
Yeah,
we will ride. Everything's on the website, guys. My premium content is crushing it. You get there, you get exclusive. Whatever this is, exclusive to my website for my.
What is hot garbage? What is hot garbage, Sam?
What is this? Oh, I just had a bad episode. It just wasn't good, and I was admitting this episode was hot garbage. It was not my best.
What
episode.
show was that?
That's called the Late Night Rumble. That's just when I'm just rambling. They know only conspiracies. That's where I interview somebody. Deep Conspiracy Rewinds. That's where I'm watching videos. Whatever this is, that's where I'm having dude show with Austin Picard and Brad Binkley. Again, it's like each one's. It's Johnny Cash reads the Bible. Cash Daddies, guys, get into it, man. We are just more and more people joining all the time. He tells you what to buy, when to sell, all that stuff. Howie Dewey, idiot savant, heavy on the idiot, right? But a lot of savant. He's crushing it. Johnny, talk about it.
Yeah, he's killing it. Howie is, what would you say? He is probably batting like 70% now, which is unheard of in finance. It won't, this hot streak cannot continue. But he's always beaten the S&P, and maybe the best thing that he does is at the beginning of the year he introduces a portfolio for the year of stocks you can just hold in your retirement. And if you don't, because I think maybe people have a misunderstanding that this is everybody's like day trading here, and that's not the case at all. Most people are not. Most people are just buying stocks and holding them. And we've done really well just doing that. Is he frozen?
No,
Are you sure?
Yeah, he is frozen.
He's very thoughtful there, Sam. Looking very thoughtful. Look at that.
What do you think he's thinking about? He's thinking about
turn
the
that
hot
into a
girlfriend.
painting. Yeah, he's thinking about how juicy black dicks. That's what that's what I imagine he's thinking about. Look at that. Just got his hand on his chin.
Make it into like a graphic.
Oh, wait. He's just in mid sentence. That's so weird. What were you just talking about? You were frozen like this, and we were just like, what is he thinking about?
No, I mean, really?
Yeah, you were frozen for at least a minute, like 30 seconds.
Really?
Yeah. When you came back, you were saying, and we could make a graphic or something.
Oh, I was saying I'm trying to make this other shirt, and people won't make it into I can't find anyone to make it into a graphic.
Oh, you're onto the shirts already. Okay.
Yeah. T-shirts. Look at that. New T-shirts up all the time. The Podfather. We're working on new shirts all the time. Go back. Let's get into these. We got so many great affiliate programs. Rife Technology. Grab it while you can. Our good friends at Wise Wolf Gold and Silver. Get into the precious metals games. It's important. Aquacura Hydrogen Brown Gas. Mineral King. I'm getting sales all the time. You guys are buying it. It's great work. Thank you guys so much for supporting my boy Pat Militich. Chemical Free Body, talking to him this week about starting my own supplement lines. Harley Ray, we love.
Oh, we lost him again. You know what he's doing now? He's like, this is how big that black dick is. That I was thinking about earlier.
Dude. He's gonna be pissed when he finds out we're not.
Joel Staley, Daddy's gonna get down.
We lost you again, Sam. We lost you again, my friend.
Okay, where did I stop?
Your supplement line.
No, I'm starting my own supplement line. I'm getting in shape, guys. I'm done. I'm done being a fat guy. I'm getting down. I'm gonna get down to 185. That is my goal. So I'm gonna start doing my supplements again. I'm gonna start. Joel Staley tells me, dude, work on fasting. They say it in the Bible, fasting in the Bible. Bang, bang, pow. Now, listen, a lot of people going, hey, Xavier, why do you have a green screen? And then your mic disappears and it looks like one of the stalks behind you or grass looks like it has a boner in your face. Okay, it's like right there. Go up forward a little bit. Right, and then go back. Go. Okay, yeah, there we go.
You know what it looks like?
Boner in your face.
You know what it looks like? It looks like the dick of that robot that attacked those people in China.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like you look at it looks like your face is covered. And you got someone in their pants has a raging hard on your face.
Alien jizz.
Okay. Go to brainsupreme.co. They're putting it together. Make it happen. Bang, bang, pow. We love them. You love them. We all love them. Anything else, boys?
Hit that like button, subscribe, and if you're on Apple or Spotify, leave a rating, please.
Okay, Johnny?
Yeah, Broken Sim will be out by the time you've heard this. Check it out. It was a all over the place episode, which is usually a good one.
Hey, quick question: are you guys going live now, or was that just a once in a life?
No, that was we had to do a quick turnaround on an episode. We may do it periodically. The numbers are really good on the streams, so yeah, we may do a live periodically. Sam's not the fondest of that format for Broken Sim, but every now and then we can do one. Yeah.
I mean, can we do it live from the studio?
Yeah. We could do. No reason not. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I gotta get the doom scrolling is every Tuesday at 2:30. People love it. All of my I gotta put up new I need to put up some new videos up there. But anything else, guys?
No.
All right. Enjoy the highlights.
Here's a clip from the latest Broken Sim.
On the whole channel.
You tangle with the big dog WNBA. People don't like that kind of thing, Sam. People love the WNBA.
So this is why I want to get in about Leonardo Janie. Leonardo Janie is my friend.
She's a comedian, if you don't know who she is.
She's a comedian. She's, very controversial. But she's just this kind of chick that's so smart that she knows what she's doing. Like, she used to teach lawyers how to pass the bar.
Oh, so you think she's intentionally provocative? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think she believes what she's saying, but I think she also knows how to say it in a way that gets a response.
Gotcha.
I'm going to have her on. We're going to do a live stream. We're going to talk about it.
What's up?
We're just going to do a live stream on Twitter.
Okay.
If you want to join us, you can. You don't have to.
Is it tinfoil?
It's just going to be a live stream.
Oh.
Just a talk. So, I get a lot of calls from people. I get calls from people in comedy clubs asking me what they should do, and I don't really have any answers. My answer is let them perform. Okay? But I also, after you get a call a bunch of times, you start feeling for these people.
Can you explain a little more? I think a lot of people won't know what's going on with her.
So, anyways, Leonardo is saying she's pressing buttons. She's pressing a lot of buttons.
On stage.
And she's brilliant at editing and marketing. And she's figured out what social media likes to promote. And I've always said this. You promote, you get pushed three ways. Either you're beyond stupid, okay? You're beyond stupid, or you're feeding into cultural Marxism.
Okay.
Or you're saying something that the social media knows is going to piss people off. So they let it fly.
So much of that.
Right? And which is like why my Hitler wouldn't even start if he was on a basketball team of genociders. He wouldn't even be a starter, okay? And my pronoun
harmful conspiracy theory, by the way.
Dude, harmful conspiracy theory, dude.
Yes.
Guy was a jerk.
Yes, big time.
Okay?
600
You hear that,
million.
AI? Jerk. All right? And then my pronoun bit. Both blew up.
Very funny, too.
Because the AIs knew that would piss people off.
Yeah, that would.
So she knows what she's doing. And she does it really great. So what happens is she does these clubs. All these clubs I know are, I'm for free speech. They all are. It's really freedom of expression, what they're talking about.
Yeah.
They're for freedom of expression. Free speech is, hey, I'm doing stand-up, like Lenny Bruce. I'm doing stand-up. The cops come and arrest me.
The government, yeah.
That is a violation of your free speech. Someone getting angry at a joke isn't necessarily a violation of your free speech.
No.
It's a violation of what we all agree is freedom of expression.
Yeah,
you should be able to express yourself.
Social contract.
Right? Social contracts. So what's happening is we are having she gets these gigs, these people search her events, then they call these and they put pressure on these venues.
Oh, okay.
To cancel. And what is really sad to me is it's comics that are doing this.
Ugh. So she's a victim of her own success here, really, because they wouldn't know about her if she wasn't so successful on social media, right?
100%.
Yeah.
And because she is an attractive woman, she's kind of moved to the front because she's an anomaly in the talk shit game. If you notice, if you're hot and you talk shit, you go to the front of the line. Lily.
Gotta start talking shit, baby.
Yeah, but you're not a hot chick, Johnny, unless you shave it down.
Oh, you didn't say chick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you're a hot chick, you go to the front of the line. If you say controversial stuff, because we're monkeys, we're knuckle dragging monkeys,
Yes.
and hot chicks get us excited.
Yes.
And it's like tits and ass or talking mad shit, especially when you compare it to like. There's so many woke white bitches who are ruining everything. When a hot white chick is so anti that, you just love it. You just want to support the
big
shit
time.
out of that.
Yeah.
Right? So we have this thing. So she says some controversial stuff. These people are going through her events and they're canceling her shit.
Yeah.
And she's now
like some race humor, right? Stuff like that.
Yes, there's a lot of race humor, a lot of it, and there's some words said that political correctness has told us over years we're not allowed to say that.
It's the M word.
which is what my whole point of this is that you have Leonardo Janie getting canceled for an N-word tweet she did. I would say, Johnny, can you beep it?
Oh, hold on. Do I have a beep on here? Let me see. I don't know if I have.
Because I'll say it. It's just I don't want to get this already dated. Okay, why don't you do that?
I won't blame. That won't bleep you up. I don't think I have a censor on this.
Okay, I thought you had one.
Oh no, I do. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
She said, and I'll point to you when you say it. She said that Kendrick Lamar's halftime show was the of America.
Okay.
And everyone lost their minds. The N-word is this crazy ass word that the rules make no sense. So Leonardo says that word and people start calling up. And and it's all, I guarantee you, it is like, it's a lot of these are open micers. Some of these guys are older comics. And it's like, I love New York City. I love the New York City comics. But like, I can't tell you how weird it is to see tough crowd comics getting offended by jokes. It's just crazy to me.
Yeah, it is a lot of, I mean, firsthand, it's not just open micers. It's like,
it's these older ones. Guys, and they're all of the age of Lisa Lampanelli.
Like, did you forget? Do you not remember? Like, what is that?
And so I've had discussions with people. Like she says, get ready.
Oh, okay.
She calls Jews, okay,
yeah,
on her thing, right?
Very, very funny word, yeah.
Right? But I go, for every one of those you find of Leonardo Janie, I can find a Jewish comic going off on Christians or white people. And everyone laughs at it. Everyone laughs at Catholics being called. Everyone laughs at it. Everyone laughs at Muslims being called. Everyone laughs, right? They think it's funny. There's no danger in saying any of those things. Dude, there's like Christian nationalists, like people, like they're dangerous, Christian nationalists. It's like, what? What? Oh. So that's my whole thing. So I asked this on the internet. I go, what is more racist? Somebody screenshot Leonardo's picture, tweet, which she had taken down, but it's blood in the water, right?
Oh, it's there forever.
So, and then someone took the meme of can you find it real quick?
The tweet?
Chris Rock's bit about how white people don't.
Oh, the old school, like his big bit?
Yeah, no, the bit that saved his career.
Yeah.
Like, people don't realize, like, he had left Saturday Night Live kind of
Black
unceremoniously.
people versus N-words is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you find it?
I got it right here.
Can you play it?
Probably not, but
don't. Now, everybody's going crazy on this bit, right? Everyone's going crazy about Leonardo saying this word.
Well, yeah, but what you said, she said, is even, there's no way not to say the ER in that word.
Yeah, but the point is this.
The blankification.
Are you saying what she said is worse than what he said?
No, they're exactly the same. Yeah.
Exactly. That's my point. And the only reason that's allowed is because white progressive, in particular women, are pussies.
Black. No, because he's black.
Because they won't say anything. That's why. Because they won't say anything. Because the only thing that scares progressive white women more, that they hate more than racist, is being called a racist. It trumps.
Here's a question for you.
Like, if you go, here's a racist card, and then you came to a progressive white woman going, here's your racist card, they would melt.
Yeah. Here's a question for you. If this was the mid-90s and she was, like, around the time this came out and she was doing that bit, the response?
I mean, dude, what about Michael Richards?
That's why I think she'd still be destroyed for it.
Yeah.
Like, even in the 90s. Yeah. So this is not really a time thing. It's just that word.
It's the stupidity of the word. It's the stupidity of political correctness. Now, what I always get is, why do you want to say the word that bad? I don't. It's not. If I want to say the word, I'll say the word. I don't call black people the M word because they get their feelings hurt.
Yeah. Why do you ever have an impulse to say it?
No, I have no desire to call black people the M word.
I don't even think, like, only when I'm singing, like, listening to rap is the only time I would even want to.
But it's this ridiculous thing where they're trying to, like, it's like this dangerous word of slavery, while at the same time they're protecting it like it's just this one thing they get that no one else gets. Because what the black community believes is like white people can just go down to the bank and just get money. Like, hey, I'm white, can I get money? All that stuff. Like, I don't know what it is. I've been to jail for drugs. I've been threatened by cops. It's like, I'm not saying racism doesn't exist, but like it's the trumping of like everything else. Like, racism is the biggest offense possible over like people doing straight up pedophile jokes and hurting kids who have nothing to do with it. Yeah. Right.
And there's something deep in the human psyche that I think is almost universal. You get some kind of weird gratification, weird pleasure from finding something to be offended about. Do you know what I mean? Like that. There's something deep in your
gives
brain
them purpose
that gets you off, dude.
So when I was taken out, when they tried to take me out for my pronoun joke, it was literally all ugly, unsuccessful open micers, like just talking to each other in their chat room, going nuts on it, right? I had people calling up clubs. This guy's a racist. Go fuck yourself. But here's the thing. They've literally made her bigger. I just heard she opened up for Richard Brand.
He said Richard Pryor for a second. I was
no,
like, wow.
Richard, what's his name?
Branson.
No, out of England.
Curtis. I'm naming all the Richards I know.
You don't know the Richard, the one who was an actor, now he's like a Jesus freak?
Brand. No, Russell Brand.
Russell Brand. Open up for Russell Brand.
You don't know the Richard? You don't know the Richard out of
Russell Brand.
If you'd like to hear the rest of this episode, subscribe to Broken Simulation in your podcasting app or check us out at youtube.com/SamTripoli.
We go deep, homeboy. Aaron, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind. Tinfoil hat.